We dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides.
Christmas means many things to many different people, but perhaps the one thing we all have in common is the love of a special gift, whether that's given or received. So on today's special Christmas panel with Liberty Nation's Editor-in-Chief, Lisa K. Donner, national columnist Sarah Cowgill, and Legal Affairs Editor, Scott D. Cosenza, we asked what would be the best Christmas gift for American conservatives this year. Now, we can do this for an actual physical thing, or we can even talk about what you'd like Santa to deliver constitutionally for you. It's entirely up to you. Scott, why don't you start us off? If you had a direct line to Santa Claus, perhaps similar to that of the FBI to Twitter bosses, what would you ask for?
An end to the war in Ukraine, and or at least our support of it. War is the health.
You're referring to the 68 billion plus 40 billion here, I guess.
Indeed, I am. And also as important, if not much more important, is the notion that we're increasing our hostility with Russia, one of two global superpowers who we could eventually end up in nuclear conflict with. And I think it's important for us to be cautious on that front generally. And also, especially, war powers all the negative things about a state. You know, our hyperinflation is just, it's like a gasoline can on that, to print money, to send it there. It basically just enforces all, anti-conservative values and bad values about the health of the state. And I think it would be great if we ended it. On the opposite side, for gifts, it's funny because given my answer to the wish, the gifts are guns and ammo. The best thing you can give a conservative in America is guns and ammo, and this differs by state law about what's legal and how you have to do it. So I encourage people to check those state laws before they do it. A good resource is to go to the gun shop, a smaller, locally owned gun shop, and ask them. They usually have their pulse on the latest regs, but those are the best gifts, Mark.
And of course, if you do receive that one, do not keep the Christmas tree too close to the fireplace there. Now, how about you, Lisa? What gift or gifts do you think conservatives would enjoy, whether that's a physical gift or something constitutional or legal?
Well, I stayed away from something meaningful like world peace, but I went totally superficial, like what can I wrap under the tree?
And this is what I want. This is what I like to hear.
And I went directly to Etsy, which is ETSY. They have handmade gifts there, and everybody kind of comes up with their own thing and starts their own little business. I think it's just a wonderful entrepreneurial spirit of where Americans are now. And I came up with 4 great conservative gifts. The first one is something called the Liberal Tears candle, the Liberal Tears candle from Etsy, hand poured with soy from the Dirty Candle Company. It has a fresh rain scent with a little dash of entitlement, safety pin not included. The second one I came up with was the best conservative t-shirt, which I thought was awesome. And for those who are just listening on radio, it's navy blue with white letters, and it says, "When I die, don't let me vote Democrat."
It's a classic message for the ages, no doubt.
Classic.
You have to think a little bit on that, but I think it's worth the time. The third one was the Shady Bunch, a takeoff of the Brady Bunch, for those of you who don't remember that show. The Shady Bunch mug with pictures of prominent Democrats. I won't name them, but you can imagine who is among the Shady Bunch. And my personal favorite is the Let's Go Brandon on the Rocks whiskey glass with a nice little hashtag in the corner. So those are the 4 that I'm going to wrap up and put under my tree for my conservative friends.
Those are pretty good.
Some whiskey to go into the glass, and that's a winner for me.
Oh yeah, that's a deal then,
excellent.
Right? That's a deal. Sarah, tell us what the Heartlanders want to find beneath the tree this year.
Funny you should ask.
An
Mark.
Exocet missile, no doubt.
Well, I was at my local watering hole, my favorite place on the planet, the Foxhole. And
Shout out to the Foxhole. Thanks for being fans of Liberty Nation over there.
Hi, Foxhole. Merry Christmas.
Foxhole. Merry Christmas.
The Foxhole
Sponsoring
plays our
Sarah's
show,
Buzz,
so
from time to
we love
time.
the Foxhole. And I overheard a conversation about what somebody wanted for Christmas, and it was the scene from Christmas Vacation, the Chevy Chase movie. And he said, what we need is a Cousin Eddie to take the RV to the White House, wrap up Joe Biden and bring him here with a bow on his head and make him apologize to all of us for the fact that we don't have enough money this year to have Christmas. So
we just watched it last year. We watch it every year.
I watch it every year, but I looked over there and I'm like, all right, I'm stealing that one. I'm going to use that
Sarah. That's a great.
I happen to know.
We need Cousin Eddie on his way to the White House.
Everybody needs a Cousin Eddie. That'd be played by Randy Quaid, I believe, who is a very active dude on Twitter.
He's forbidden by law from approaching the White House, I think, at this point.
Hey, didn't he save America on Independence Day?
Absolutely, I forgot about that one.
Yeah,
something like that.
I think he's on the conservative side of life. I just don't know.
Very much so. I do recommend you follow his Twitter account. He's funny. He's interesting. He's a cool guy in many ways. Now let's do a quick wrap on this. We did mention Christmas Vacation there, Chevy Chase National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but I always like a Christmas movie. I rarely watch movies, but when I do, it's at Christmas. So I know for a fact that there's one movie that Lisa Donna watches every year. Could you give the recommendation to our listeners there, Lisa?
Yes, and my husband and I argue about this. He says it's not a Christmas movie. I say clearly is a Christmas movie, and that is Danny Kaye and Bing Crosby and Rosemary Clooney in A White Christmas. Love that.
I disagree.
It only has two Christmas scenes.
I thought we were doing Die Hard. I was like, yeah,
Die Hard is great. Yeah.
Which is a Christmas movie, by the way.
Absolutely.
I was excited about it. I'm like, somebody believes the way I do.
Sarah Cowgill here, you wrote an article on libertynation.com about, yes, Veronica, Die Hard is a Christmas movie a couple of years ago. And you were comparing, I think, the White Christmas with Bing Crosby.
It has more Christmas hints and decorations and analogies and everything than any other Christmas movie out there.
Okay,
no, you're right. Die Hard is a fabulous, but
it's
again, I get blowback. People say it's not a Christmas movie.
Well,
tell him to look at my article. I proved it.
To reunite his family for Christmas. That's what he's doing.
What could be more Christmassy? Scott, what's your go-to Christmas movie?
Well, there it is. Die Hard. Absolutely. You got to see Hans Gruber try to take it away from him. It's
every year. I think he's going to manage it this time, right?
Definitely. Yeah, that and A Miracle on 34th Street with the courtroom scene. Not to be, just play to type. I'm a lawyer, but I do love that scene when they bring the mail bags up and they say, if this isn't Santa, the U.S. government recognizes this guy. Where do they bring the Santa mail? Right to him. So case closed. You got to love it.
Okay, I think Sarah, quick one from you. Is it Die Hard?
Just did it.
Oh, look at Die Hard. And for me, it's got to be It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart.
Oh,
yeah.
It's an amazing movie. It has everything that I want from the movie.
50 years and have never seen that film.
Every time a bell wings and evil gets his wings.
It is it's a true classic, and I hope everybody enjoys it this winter. Okay, in just a moment we'll be back with our Christmas panel to tackle the 2022 Christmas hangover. Don't go anywhere. We dismiss history at our peril.
Liberty Nation Radio with Mark Angelides. Entertaining, informative, and just plain fun. Watch Liberty Nation's The Conservative 5. Produced by conservatives for conservatives. C5's The Left Free Zone. Hosted by Liberty Nation's Lisa K. Donner. Joined by a raucous, irreverent panel of authors. Deconstructing leftist narratives. Debating the hot topics. And remembering to laugh. Join the official conservative safe space.
You only did that to piss Jeff off.
Liberty Nation's The Conservative 5.